Adrian, just firstly, reflecting on last week's match, how disappointed were you and the girls with obviously how that game ended up?
Yeah, it was bitterly disappointing, to be honest, because we went in with a game plan and thought we executed quite well in the first half and put ourselves in a position where we could win the game and take something out of it. So to come away with no points and conceding 4 goals in the second half, it did leave a bit of a bitter taste in our mouth. So
obviously, it was the first game of the season for the team. Despite the result, what learnings did you and the girls take from the game?
Yeah, probably just need to be a little bit more proactive and stronger with our defensive action, probably higher up the park as well. We sort of sat off a little bit and put our back four under a lot of pressure. I thought going forward we showed some good signs and scored some good team and individual goals. But yeah, just a stronger defensive action overall. We can't be conceding 4 goals in a half of football.
I was going to say, do you think that was the difference? At the end of the day, there were 7 goals scored, but what would you say was the difference between the two sides in the game?
Probably just that we probably didn't match their intensity as much as we would have liked when we came out after half time. We spoke about starting well in the game and then starting well at half time. We knew they were going to come, and probably just to concede so early hurt us a little bit. I also thought we made some pretty critical mistakes that cost us goals as well. So that's good and bad in that a lot of the result I think was down to us, and so we can work on that and try and fix it for this week.
Speaking of defensive efforts and things like that, Marushka Waldes has joined the club. How big of an impact are you expecting from Marushka to have on the team, especially defensively?
Yeah, ticks a lot of boxes. So we're looking for another, defensive player. She's been playing in Europe, so she's fit and ready to go and out of quarantine. She's been playing in the Champions League in Europe as well. Has had W-league experience before too. So she's a real leader already on and off the pitch, and we're really impressed with the quality that we've seen from her at training on the pitch.
Do you think that experience can also rub off on some of the younger girls? Obviously the squad is quite youthful, but despite that, a lot of them have played many W-league games, but her experience in bringing what she knows about football into the team, do you think that's going to rub off on the girls as well? Yeah,
absolutely. And it's one of the things that I spoke to Marushka about before we brought her over. Just really keen for her to have an influence on our group, a positive influence, which I'm sure she will.
Looking ahead to this week's game, we've got Perth Glory. They haven't actually had a W-league game this season just yet, but what do you know about them and where do we need to be mindful of, I suppose, their most dangerous aspects of the game?
Yeah, we play in a league with 9 teams, so there's no such thing as easy weeks or hard weeks. Every week we go in expecting a really difficult match, and this week against Perth is going to be no different. New coach, a lot of new players. They haven't played, like you said, so it's a bit hard to know what to expect. A little bit like last week with Canberra, it was very difficult to plan for them. So what that means is we just focus on ourselves and work on what we want to do in the game, and leave what Perth will do to them, and we'll see what happens.
Without giving any secrets, what have you been focusing on with the girls this week?
Yeah, so a little bit of that defensive action that we spoke about. Still an increased focus on some of our attacking movements and finishing as well, and just trying to bring in some competitiveness into the group as well. It's there, but it's a mindset and a mentality that we constantly want to work on.
With Perth, so much was made previously about Sam Kerr's influence. They no longer have her. Do you think that's going to impact them massively? Obviously, benefit to us.
Yeah, I think Perth will have a very, very good squad. They've got a very good young coach as well. We're expecting a really, really tough game from Perth, and it's just going to come down, much like the Canberra game did. I think it's going to come down to key moments and who can make the most of those. So.
It's going to be our first home game of the season here at Martin Sports Complex. How excited are you and the girls to be back here playing in front of home fans, and I suppose starting off the run of home games in the best possible way? Yeah,
we really like this venue. It's been our home for a while now, so we like playing here. And I'd just encourage any Adelaide United fans to come out and support the girls. They love seeing you out here. A number of us attended the men's A-league game on the weekend, and to have 10,000 fans there was fantastic for the men, and so we're hoping as many of those fans who also support the women's team come out and give us their support on Saturday night.